What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BMGPG. I'll be your host, Bryson.
And I'll be your co-host, Ben.
And today we're going to do our top 3 wide receivers in the NFL draft that we hope the Packers get. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe and go check out our TikTok, BMGPG.
Yeah, so as we all know, it's been a pretty quiet free agency as far as wide receivers go in Green Bay. We missed out on a lot of guys, right? So we didn't bring in Davante Adams, didn't bring in a guy like Kupp, and DK Metcalf was traded to Pittsburgh. So not a lot left out there in free agency. It's getting kind of slim pickings. So what's that mean for Green Bay, right? So we're out at least the first 12 weeks with Christian Watson next season. So we're going to be out that production. And Watson's really been our deep threat on this team, right? So he's got that big body. He can get down the field. He's athletic. So we're going to be missing that for at least the first 12 weeks of going into next season. So we're going to have to replace that production somehow, right? I'm pretty confident in guys like Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed and even Wicks stepping up next season. But none of those guys have, kind of the attributes that Watson have, right? They're not big-bodied wide receivers. They're not really deep threats. A lot of those guys are kind of those possession receivers out of the slot. So we've highlighted, I know Bryson said 3, but we highlighted 4 wide receivers in this upcoming draft that should be available by the time Green Bay comes to pick at number 23, and a couple of them that should be available in the kind of mid to later rounds of the draft as well that are pretty intriguing. So with that, Bryson, I wanted to go ahead and share out our first one here. So our first one here, he's a first-round wide receiver. I think, he could possibly be available at pick 23 when we are up in the draft. So it is Luther Burden from Missouri. So Luther Burden, it's graded out. He had a pretty decent season, graded out as 77.9. He had 676 yards receiving. His receiving grade on the season, Bryson, was an 80.2. Contested catch rate, 54.5. So that's, pretty decent, slightly above 50% there. And his grade man coverage was 78.8. So he is a 5'11", 208-pound wide receiver. He's not really that, 6'3" or above wide receiver that you'd be looking for to replace Watson. But I do like him a lot. So if he's available in the first round there, he's certainly a guy I'd like to see Green Bay take in this year's draft.
Yeah.
So that would bring us to our next guy here, Bryson.
Jaden Higgins.
Yes, so it'll be Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. I know we've talked on him quite a bit here in the past. I like him a lot,
They did just
Bryson.
lose in March Madness, but...
Yeah, they did, yeah. The Iowa State men's basketball team lost tonight in the March Madness, so that one's kind of sucks.
Time of this recording.
It was, yep, absolutely. So that was a little rough. We were pulling for Iowa State in that. The Hawkeyes weren't in it this year, so... But Jaden Higgins, Bryson, he is a 6'4", 215-pound wide receiver from Iowa State. I like him a lot. He graded out at 90.3, had 1,185 receiving yards on the season, receiving grade 90.5. His contested catch rate, I like this a lot. So it's 58.3, so 8 points higher than 50% there. Grade versus man coverage, 87.8. So Jaden Higgins, Iowa State. I don't think he won't be a first round selection. I think he's probably available there in the second round when we come around to pick. But certainly a pick I would like. And again, he's got the size we're looking for to replace Watson. Is he athletic as Christian Watson? No, probably not. But he's got a big body. He's got great hands. Doesn't do a lot of body catches. Does a lot of catches with his hands, which you like to see. So that is Jaden Higgins. So our next guy up here, Bryson.
Xavier Williams.
Xavier Williams, TCU, absolutely. So I like Xavier Williams a lot. And this guy, he's probably a guy you can kind of catch in the mid rounds of this year's draft class. He's got great size to him as well. He's 6'5", 225. He had 611 receiving yards on the year, graded out at 78.9. Receiving grade is 70.2. His contested catch rate, which fantastic, 88.9. And his grade versus man coverage, you'd like to see that improve a little bit. He's got some issues with the footwork that he can improve on, but certainly young guy, room to grow. But he did grade out at 64.1 there on his man coverage grade. And the fourth guy on our board that we'd like to see Green Bay address here, Bryson.
Troy Horn.
Yeah, Torrey Horton from Colorado State. So he's another guy, Bryson, that's going to be available kind of mid rounds of the draft. Had a fantastic collegiate career. So this season alone, he graded out to 82.3. Only played 5 games, so he had 331 receiving yards. His previous 2 seasons, he was over 1,100 yards in both of those seasons. Got great size to him as well. He's 6'3", 185. Receiving grade on the season was 81.4. First man coverage 72.3 and 50% on his contested catch rate. So right in the average range on the contested catch rate, which you like to see. It's a great guy, right? He reminds me a lot of Tucker Kraft when you think of player mentality, right? The guy's got a great love for the game. He's a competitor. He's a fierce player, right? So I think he'd fit in well in Green Bay. I like his size. Yeah, so when you're looking at replacements, because I'm strictly looking at replacements for Christian Watson, right, Bryson? So when we're looking at that, we're typically looking for that bigger body wide receiver that can make an impact down the field. Those are our 4 highlighted guys there, Bryson.
Yep, and as always,
It's Go Pack Go.